Hello guys and good morning. Welcome to another daily vlog with me. Today we have a model day in my life. Today I will be modeling and I'm gonna take you along because I wanted to show you guys a little bit of what that looks like. It is before 7 a.m. right now. I am having a little pre-workout breakfast snack and some matcha, and I actually go to a gym that's literally across the street from me. So I'll take you guys there. I have to leave around 8 and my gig starts at 10 a.m. A little rundown of the day, I guess. I'm telling you guys what's happening. We'll get there. I'll show you guys as much as I can of the shoot. And then afterwards, I'm actually gonna go for a little meeting with my agency because the shoot happens to be in the same exact town as where the agency I'm signed with is. So I'm gonna go meet them, say hey. I haven't seen them in a little while. It's all in Orange County, in like the Santa Ana, Huntington Beach area, which is an hour and a half north of where I live in San Diego. So then I have to obviously drive home at night. So I'll take you guys along on my day and I can't wait. Hello guys, I just got into the car. I am setting up to drive up to my photo shoot. Like I told you guys, it's about an hour and a half away, so it is a little bit of a drive, but I used to have a lot of driving anxiety. I think I might have mentioned this like in a past vlog, but nowadays it's much better. I feel much better about it, and like I almost see it as me time, of like a time not to be on my phone, to like listen to music, listen to podcasts, and just like chill out before. So this shoot is actually for Goodwill, which I'm actually really excited about because I'm a big secondhand thrift shopper and like clothing renter. I don't buy a lot of new clothes. So it is a brand and like a nonprofit and a company I support. I think most people probably feel that way about Goodwill. And it's a fashion shoot, which is like a first for me. I don't do a lot of fashion modeling. I do a lot of like lifestyle, fitness, and commercial. So a lot of new experiences today. I am a little bit nervous, but also excited. So let's get to driving. Basically, last time I talked to you guys, I was sitting in my car and about to drive to the shoot. I live in San Diego, and a lot of the shoots that I'm pitched for by my agency aren't in San Diego. They're either in Orange County or in LA, and this one was sort of like North Orange County. By the way, I have a little cup of dandelion detox tea and some of these homemade cookies that I made. I have to share the recipe with you guys. Sorry, I'm like rambling all over the place, but these cookies are amazing. They're sort of like those Tate's cookies where they're thin and crispy, and I will leave a link to the recipe. They're vegan and they are delicious. I cooked them for a couple more minutes than they recommended, but so crunchy and just like, they're so good. You can tell they're sort of like that thin, crispy cookie. Some of my favorites I've made recently. So anyways, I'm having a little tea time. So last we talked, I was going up to sort of that Orange County area for this Orange County Goodwill shoot, which was a lot of fun. It totally took me out of my element. So I walked in and there was this whole studio set up in the space. It's like a vintage store that they converted into a studio, and they also actually host shoots there for like the clothing that they're a part of. And the stylist who's working with us is actually on YouTube, and she is sort of like a vintage specialist. So she had 3 different looks for the different models, and there were 3 different models all from the different agencies. And then this clip that we're looking at right now is the first sort of makeup look. I hadn't had my hair done yet, and we were in this first category, which was more of like a menswear look. So my look was sort of like a Taylor Momsen meets Blair Waldorf with a lot of layers. So this was one of the other models. She was killing it. She was amazing at the posing. And I think for that first look, I felt a little bit like, out of my element and a little awkward. And I think this tends to happen for everybody. For like the first couple of shots you take as a model, it's always a little bit uncomfortable and awkward because you don't know what the vibe is, like you're trying to figure out what the photographer's vibe is and what the shoot's vibe is. And I was like first, so I was still figuring it out. By the time we got to the second and third look, I was way more comfortable. But we had lunch from a place down the street. I got a little like vegan burrito situation, which was really good. I had half, and then I had half at the end of the shoot. And then we changed up my makeup. So as you can see, I had this like crazy coral eyeshadow and like blue liner for the last look, which was sort of like our fun print filled look. And then the makeup look to the right of this is just what I look like when I took most of it off and went to see my agents. But yeah, and then this is just some behind the scenes photos. This, you can see like the look in action with like some of the print. There's like a ribbon around my neck. There was like a whole floral headpiece. It was a moment, and some little Instagram story screenshots also that I grabbed from the stylist assistants of like us posing as a group. And then this little pink fluffy dress is actually me in my feet. And then after that, the shoot wrapped. It went like an hour over. So it was supposed to be just like a 4 or 5 hour thing. It ended up being a little bit longer. And then I went to visit my agents and we had a really productive conversation. And this is sort of where I want to maybe give some advice and like relay some of the conversation I had with my agents, because it might help some of you who are aspiring models or just like models figuring things out. Hello guys, I am actually on a walk right now, and I figured I would take you guys with me because why not, right? And we get a little change of scenery while I talk modeling advice, which is, I want to qualify this with like, I don't know if I'm necessarily the most qualified to give advice, but I will share what I know and hopefully it's helpful and you guys get something out of it. So the number one thing I want to say with your agents is, yes, they work for you, but it's up to you to communicate clearly with them and tell them what you want, what your goals are, how you're feeling, what you're thinking. Like, they cannot read your mind. So I think that is a super important thing that I think I've made that mistake of like being like, well, they're not doing anything for me right now. I'm not booking any jobs. And part of that, right, is like you have to maintain a relationship with your agents and actually keep them in the loop about like, are you traveling? What's going on with your life? Are your interests changing? Do you have a new hobby? Is there something that we can include in your portfolio now that's new? So keep them up to date, and you always want to show them that you're trying. So whether that means that you are going out of your way to meet up with them or testing constantly and showing them new images, that's where they're going to know that like you're trying and that the work they're putting in is also being, reciprocated. Second thing with the agents thing, I think girls a lot of the times think their agents aren't working for them, that they're not being submitted for jobs, they're not being included in these packets that are being sent to clients, and oftentimes you actually probably are. And the reality is like you're not booking because clients aren't responding to you well. And I think that's just like a harsh reality that a lot of girls have to understand. And I think for a long time that's what my thought was, until I learned a little more and like actually talked to my agents, and I realized like how hard they were actually trying and how much I was actually being submitted and just not, like there are so many no's in the industry and I just wasn't booking as much as I wanted to. So I think you need to have a really real conversation with your agents if you aren't booking as much as you want to. Be like, hey, what can I change? And the reality is there's always something, and they will help you. Maybe there's a new strategy, something new you can do to show off your look or to change your look to be more, marketable, as they say. Like I heard a thing where Bella Thorne literally said she tried out for Disney multiple times. She was like 12 and had blonde hair, and they always thought she was too bitchy looking, but then she had to dye her hair red for a different thing. She comes back to re-audition and she gets Shake It Up, which is like a big TV show, and she was a lead in it. So you never really know, right, like what strategies you can employ that will help you, and I think it's up to you to trust your agents. So that's my second tip. All right, last tip here is I think you always want to constantly be working and refining, and I think modeling is a very like self-sufficient business, and I think it resonates with me a lot because I think personal training and Pilates and the way I do it with private training is also like that too. So it's really up to you to like work and constantly push yourself and to be working instead of being stagnant and totally depending on your agents to do all of the work for you, because the reality is it's your business, right? So it's up to you to do the work. So anyways, those are my thoughts. That's everything.